To whoever is reading this, my identity will not be leaked. I have an unfortunate story to tell. This happened recently, and it's been messing with my head ever since. If you're part of Bill Jensen's server, Christianity Hotline, you might have heard about it, but no one knows the full story. Until now. It was a typical night, just after Bill had finished streaming. I decided to hop into the VC, expecting the usual chill hangout. When I joined, there was a guy in the chat with the username T. He was working on something cool, a 3D model of Bill Jensen using Blender, planning to surprise him with it. The vibe was laid back, but it didn't last long. That's when I noticed another guy in the VC with a parrot profile picture, username Apple Parrot. His camera was on, but the screen was almost entirely black. The room he was in had all the lights off except for the glow of his computer monitor and the faint light from his phone, which he was holding up to the screen. In that dim light, you could barely make out a cluttered desk. It was creepy, and it gave everyone in the chat this uneasy feeling. Even weirder, his mic was muted, so he wasn't saying a word, just silently watching us while we watched him. There were about 5 or 6 of us in the VC, chatting and watching T work on his Blender project, when out of nowhere, Apple Parrot's screen flickered to life. What it showed was horrifying gore, a man chopping into another person, blood everywhere. And it was all being streamed from his phone. It was brutal, and everyone in the chat started freaking out, telling him to stop. But this sick bastard just sat there, silent and muted, forcing us to watch. Before we could even process what we'd seen, he switched the video. This time, it was hardcore porn. Explicit, graphic, and completely out of place, all shown through his phone. The VC exploded with people yelling, trying to get him to stop, but he wasn't done. Just before the mods could ban him, he switched it again, to a video of a woman shitting on a plate. It was absolutely revolting. People were screaming, some even gagging. Finally, the mods banned him, but the damage was done. And this is where I really fucked up. Right before he got banned, I sent him a friend request. I don't even know why. Maybe I wanted to confront him, maybe I was just curious about what kind of sick mind could do something like that. Whatever the reason, he accepted it almost immediately. A few minutes later, I got a DM from him. My heart pounded as I opened it, already dreading what I'd see. But this time, it wasn't a video. It was a GIF, and it was even worse than before. It showed a different woman, not only shitting but also pissing. It was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. I was about to block him when another message came through. "You masturbate niggers please," was what he sent. I couldn't believe what I was reading. The sheer audacity of this sick fuck floored me. I was in shock, trying to process what I had just seen and read. I immediately told everyone in the VC exactly what he had sent me, word for word. The reaction was intense, but only a few people really grasped the gravity of what was happening. Since the text chat in the server was mainly reserved for regular conversation and mods, most of what was going down in the VC stayed there. The rest of the server had no idea what had just happened. To make sure this wouldn't be forgotten, I took a screenshot of the message and sent it to T, the guy who had been working on the Blender project. He needed to know just how messed up this was. We were all shaken, realizing we had witnessed something seriously disturbing. We thought it was over because the mods had banned him, but deep down, we knew this guy wasn't done. And sure enough, not long after, a new account popped up in the server, with another parrot profile picture. We all knew it was him, and the mods were quick to ban him again before he could pull any more of his twisted shit. But even with him gone, the sense of unease lingered. I knew this wasn't the last we'd see of him. So, I'm telling you now, be careful. Don't trust random accounts, don't accept friend requests from people you don't know, and if someone ever shows you something that messed up, report it and block them immediately. Apple Parrot might be gone for now, but I'm certain he'll be back. Sick fucks like that always come back. Stay safe out there, and keep your guard up. The world's got more twisted people than you could ever imagine.